Let's get back out to Davos. Bloomberg's Francine Lacroix standing by for us with a guest with quite a lot to say about the London financial markets, no doubt. Francine.
Yeah. Absolutely, Anna. We are focusing on the London financial markets with Michael Spencer. He is the CEO of Next Group. He's here in Davos, a Davos veteran, Michael. So welcome to Davos 2018. Does it
Thank
feel
you, Francine.
different this year? Last year we talked a lot about Brexit. This year, it seems that actually, there's one show in town. It's called Donald Trump.
Well, yes. I mean, the first president to come since Clinton.
2000.
Yeah, for quite a while. I actually am not going to be here for Donald. He hasn't invited me, so I'm not sticking around. I'm heading back to London on Friday morning. But we will, obviously, particularly since a lot of the context of some of the other leaders speaking has been about the importance of continued globalization, not a return to protectionism, whether Trump plays a different tune. We will see.
Are there parallels with Brexit? I mean, how many times a day do you get stopped in a corridor and asked about Brexit?
It is a subject du jour in the UK still, and no doubt our Prime Minister, when she's interviewed by you, will be pressed on that subject today or tomorrow when she arrives.
Okay, how do you see it unfolding, though? Are we in a better shape in finding an agreement that benefits both sides with the EU than we were 6 months ago?
I mean, negotiations like Brexit are always complicated negotiations. It's a big, it's a very, very, very big issue for the UK and for Europe. Negotiations like this never get concluded quickly. So everything happens at the last minute, really. I think, actually, in difficult circumstances, our government is making progress. We are edging forward. I mean, achieving a deal on manufactured goods is relatively straightforward, not least because the UK is a very major net importer and the Europeans generate a big surplus out of the UK. In services, particularly financial services, it is going to be more complicated, although Macron made some comments last week when he was visiting the United Kingdom, which maybe give a view that it hopefully may not be as controversial as some of us worry.
Where do you see the future of the Conservative Party? Is there going to be a split? Is there going to be a leadership challenge to Theresa May from
I don't
Boris
believe there'll be a
Johnson
split.
Like that?
There's a bigger risk. A bigger chance of a split in the Labour Party. I mean, the Labour Party is being taken to an extreme left-wing point. The Labour Party will be probably one of the most left-wing parties in opposition in the world, possibly. Absolutely. I mean, it is extraordinary in terms of its move back to socialism that we thought belonged in the museum.
But Jeremy Corbyn is popular with the youth. So can he be the next Prime Minister?
I think it's unlikely, personally. I think if Corbyn was a stock, I would say he has peaked and don't buy him anymore. It's probably a better short sale.
Okay.
I think
if Theresa May were a stock, what would you say about her?
Well, she's had a bit of a recovery, actually. She was pretty bombed out in the summer, but she's had a bit of a recovery. And I think we'll probably have a bit of a further recovery. I think, she has, nobody's perfect and our Prime Minister's not perfect, but she's got some strengths. I mean, that woman has got, guts and stamina. I mean, a lot of other people would have crumbled under the pressure that she's been under, and she has not. And she will, I believe she'll see us through Brexit. Okay. And I think she will do a solid job.
Will she get a deal on financial services?
Yes.
The sticky one?
Yeah, and of course she will. We will. But what we don't know is the detail. And in financial services, the detail is everything. Where are the boundaries and barriers? But, although I think the European approach to financial services in the UK is quite split, I would say, if I might, that at one extreme, the French see this as an opportunity that they can erect some barriers to the sale of financial services from the UK to Europe, that they will benefit from. As we all know, Christian Noyer, the former central bank governor of France, has been out marketing people, including me. I have to say, very generously came to visit me.
So you're not moving to Paris?
I love Paris. I go there often, but to enjoy the city, not to work there.
Michael, when you look at the angst in the markets, it seems that a lot of it has been gone, right? Is it because the markets are expecting a good Brexit deal, or is it because they're not expecting Brexit?
Well, no, Brexit is going to happen. I don't believe this idea that there is going to be a second vote.
And the markets understand that? I
think so, yes. The markets generally are taking I wouldn't say an optimistic view, I would say a less pessimistic view. And of course, the macro backdrop is global economy is performing relatively well. Indeed, the UK economy is performing a lot better than the naysayers had forecast it would.
Did you play and forecast for the pound? I know you've lost quite a lot of money because of weakness in pound.
Well, last time I was interviewed by one of your colleagues in London was earlier in the year. Sorry, not early in the year, towards the end of last year, Guy Monson in London, and said, where does sterling go from here? I said, it'll get to 140.
And now
and
150? But so does it go to 150?
I mean, obviously the dollar has had a very weak run recently, and you know, in financial markets generally, when there's clear momentum, you stay with the momentum. But at some point, you know, the rate cycle has changed in the United States, and we're expecting likely 3 rate rises this year. Yeah. So I don't think the dollar has a sustained. A really sustained bear run on it, no.
So do you think this is the end of you know, the secular stagnation, or are we kind of over-optimistic that this can be the end of easy money when it comes to central bank policy?
I mean, we're going to have a year of decent economic growth, but a different story is, you know, does the stock bull market have much further to run?
And the answer to that?
I think we're getting, this is a tired bull market now.
Okay, that's a very nice way of putting it. Thank you so much, Michael Spencer there. He is the CEO of Next Group.